we're back. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Good morning and good evening.
If you say it's about, I can't really see our clock, about 7 o'clock, I guess, America. This video is going to be kind of like you've decided to come to the Philippines. This is going to be like the first one of our new series of just discussing issues and stuff for people about our lives and some of the things we've dealt with. So, I know I have a nephew and stuff that's thinking about coming over here and stuff. So, we really just want to discuss your first trip to the Philippines, what things you should know.
Yeah.
Okay, so first one is the currency.
Yeah. Currency in Philippines, 1 peso equals to, before when he arrived here, it was 51, but now it's down to 48 pesos.
Right, and I use Zoom, and sometimes it's down at 46. But most people, when they're quoting you prices and stuff, when you're here, they're going to do a 50 to 1. So when they talk to you and they say it costs 50 pesos, that's $1 US. Now that's going to fluctuate, so just understand that. But it's easier for people to translate that away 50 to 1.
50
you
to
know,
1.
so when you're talking about rent and they say 5,000 pesos, that's $100 US. So that's the main thing, is understanding the currency. You can get currency at a lot of the banks in America, pesos to have with you. When you decide to come over, so I would tell you it wouldn't be a bad idea.
It's better to bring $1 in your pocket because it's a big opportunity if you get the higher currency.
Here.
Yeah.
I will add something that I just learned, and I don't even know if she realized, I just learned this the other day because I didn't know this. It's important to have $100 bills when you come here because you get paid a lot less if you get less than 100.
If you will exchange to $20, it's lesser.
It's 30 something. It goes from 50 something peso down to 30. They almost cut it in half.
And don't bring old bills.
Right. Any nick, any tear, please. I'm glad she brought that up because I'm just telling you, I've had some bills where I didn't even notice the nick in it. It's so small, they won't take it. So my advice to you is go to a bank in America and get some new bills, some new $100 bills. Whatever you're going to bring, if you're going to bring 10, 20, whatever you're going to bring over in 100, make sure they're new.
It's better to bring 100 bills.
Yeah, you get
so
you'll
you
get
can
creamed.
get an higher change.
Yeah, you'll get creamed if you try to go. If you just reach over and hand them 40 pesos, and I did this a lot, and I didn't know I was getting murdered. I had no idea. A lot of times when we would
and
go,
I was surprised that time. I said, "What's the difference with 20 and 100? It's the same dollar." You know?
But I know the first few times we went to the SM in Mall of Asia. I was sometimes just getting $40 change.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted a bottle of rum, I would just go get $40 change and get the pesos. Or if we were just going out to dinner, we would change out 40. I had no idea we was getting half our money. So that was an expensive lesson we learned. And actually, I've been doing that for 7 years. I just didn't know. All right, so really understand your currency is the peso. Understand that you can 50 to 1, and most importantly, do not switch out anything less than $100 bills, and make sure your currency is good. Okay. Secondly, before you come over, if you're coming over to meet a girlfriend or a fiance or just a friend, one of the three, have a plan. Me and G talked for months and months before I decided to come over.
It takes 10 months.
Right. We came over. My first visit was for her birthday. We planned it because I couldn't get for Christmas, so we planned it for her birthday.
Exactly on my birthday.
So that was right. My flight left out. I landed here on her birthday. So when you have a plan, understand that I had a big advantage. G could communicate in English with me, but she also could communicate in Tagalog. So basically, I turned everything over to her. When I told her my flight arrangement, G's very smart about tracking stuff. I didn't even know she would do it until she told me later on that she knew where my plane was, if I had multiple stops over.
I'm tracking his flight.
And then also she would go to the hotel. First few times it was Sea Residence.
Sea Residence.
So
that was in front of Mall of Asia.
So she would have that done. She would already go check us in because we use PayPal for our services.
I will take. I'm going to get the phone number of the person in charge, and I'm going to contact and meet with that was John.
John, yeah.
Yeah, meet with him and settle everything before his arrival.
Right, and actually, it even gave her a place to hang out. She could stay in the room for a while and relax and take a shower or whatever she wanted to do before she came over to the airport. But I
My
understand.
kids were able to enjoy the swimming pool.
Right. But I understand also some people won't have if you're meeting a Providence girl. But in my case, you know, if you're meeting somebody that lived in the city, you're going to be at a big advantage. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I was extremely nervous coming over here. And so having someone that took away a lot of my anxiety, and Gigi took a lot of the anxiety off of me. She already had the room secured. You could tell the story about them losing my luggage and you describing me to the people.
It was a very big, how I can say that. I was very nervous.
I was the last one. Everybody else had got off the plane.
Me and my kids were there, and my kids were hanging there. Welcome home, Papa. Welcome to Philippines, Papa Bear. And it's like a little bit frustrated because all of those passengers were gone. There's nobody left there aside from the security guards.
She thought I'd changed my mind and took another.
And I said, can I? Because if you're in the waiting area, you're not allowed to go up. The security guard are very strict, so I can't go up. So I just said to the security guard, is there any passenger up there? We'll try to use the radio, ma'am. So they called somebody, security guard in the arrival area. And I said, it's a big American, and what is his name? I said, it's Warren Ferris.
No, but they didn't call me, they called me Papa Bear.
And I said, I call him Papa Bear. And so the security guard in the airport is very cooperative, and it's they accommodate all the requests. So Papa Bear was surprised.
Well, no, they lost my luggage, so you know you have to go over the luggage claim and fill out all the forms and stuff like that. And they were nice. I mean, they really
seemed too long.
You know, but as I'm kind of nervous because of course the luggage they lost had all her gifts in it. It had her birthday gifts in it, and her chocolate and all this kind of stuff. So I'm already, a little bit frustrated. Here we go. I hadn't even got into the Philippines, and I'm already encountering problems. So I've kind of got my mind on that, and I hear some
Papa Bear.
Yeah, are you Papa Bear? I said, yeah, I guess. So it's pretty funny, that you're in a strange country, somebody's calling you by your nickname, Papa Bear, and I said, yeah, because you got somebody looking for you. I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, because I've been there.
We never met. We're just on Skype 24/7.
I've been probably an hour filling out the paperwork on my lost luggage, so I was there a pretty good while. Yeah. So that made everything, because she actually already secured a cab. So she had the cab waiting for me. So all this stuff is, like I said, if you have a city girl that you're coming to meet, or a city friend that you're coming to meet, it does make it so much easier. It takes a lot of your stress away.
I know everywhere in Manila.
Right. So she got us in the cab. Hey, Papa Bear, let's get back. Because she knew I'm tired. I've been on a plane at that time for like 18 hours. So it's like, let's just get to the room and you can get some rest. You can get some sleep. So those things is very important. And one thing I will suggest to you at that time is flying into Manila can be imposing, but it also can be easy because everything's in English. When you get off the plane, you kind of take a deep breath, because I had flown in through China and then into Philippines. When you fly into China, you look around and oh, crap, everything. It's like you just kind of glance like, no, this ain't going to be good. You just kind of follow everybody else. You look like a mice following everybody else through the maze. But when I got off in Manila, you look around and go, okay, this is a city of 13 million, but it's very accommodating for travelers. Everything's in English. You can go get your pesos changed or your dollars changed or whatever. So my strong advice is if you're a Westerner, whether you're from Europe or America or Canada or whatever, maybe fly into Manila and get your bearings. And even if it's just to stay in a hotel for a day or two, and then you can go off into whatever area you're going to be staying in.
Just a warning. Don't trust anybody in the airport.
Cabs.
Yeah, don't trust anybody. You're waiting for someone, probably is looking for you. So just don't trust anybody.
The cab driver now, I don't know if it's improved or not now, but the cab
usually
driver.
The taxi driver, if you came from the airport, they're expecting dollars.
Right, and they will gouge you. Her friend Brian just got tore up. He got paid 10 times what he was supposed to pay because he didn't know. He could have watched the video like this and would have saved him. But when you come in here blind and you don't know what you're doing.
And actually, I have a friend, a taxi driver. That's the one that I always contact every time we will pick up Papa Bear from the airport.
Right, and that helps a lot too. And that's why I said having a girlfriend or fiance or whatever in the city, and her knowing her ways around. She worked in the city. She worked in different places all over the city, so she was very familiar. She knows when the cab driver's trying to take us for a loop, instead of taking us straight to the hotel. But she'll look at me and go, "Why are we going this way?" I said, "I don't know. It's a good question." So once I learned the city, those days are over. They've tried that on me numerous times to make a U-turn.
If you get a hotel, try to Google them up so
Right.
you will not be
Yeah.
lost.
Right. Know where you're going. Know where you're going. And my strong advice to you: your first time in the Philippines, stay around Mall of Asia. There's
Mall
so
of
much
Asia,
there.
It's closer to the airport, closer to the mall. Everything you want to find, everything is there. Restaurants.
And if you go on the sites to look for places, you'll find a lot of those condominiums are owned by Americans. So it makes it easier when you're dealing with PayPal and stuff. Because a lot of them, like John would let her pay cash.
Yeah. Cash.
We would just give him. She would give him a little bit of a deposit. I don't even remember how much you used to give him.
1,000 first.
Which is $20. So she would give him a deposit. He'd go ahead and give her the keys.
And you can refund the deposit.
Right.
That is only for like a security. If ever you break something inside the apartment, you need to pay for that. That's a deposit.
Right. So that worked out really good, John. I'd already paid. Told him I was going to pay on PayPal, but then eventually we actually paid cash. We just gave him the cash because it was easier once we learned our way around. So really understanding the jitneys and the cabs is a long. We won't go into that. But leaving the airport, if they don't tell you a meter, if they're you ask them when you get in there, do you have your meter on? And if he says no, I'm going to charge you. Move away. Okay. All right, so next thing we're going to go, you got to bear with my eyes, is being there in Manila. I'm telling you, as a first-time visitor, spending the first couple of days there, it relaxes you. I enjoyed walking around Manila. Even though it's a city of 13 million, we were at Sea Residence. We could walk over to Mall of Asia. There's a big theater there. There's all kinds of stuff there.
American restaurants.
Right, even when my sister came, we found more restaurants and stuff in that area we didn't know about. There's an Outback right down the street from Mall of Asia. What's the Canadian one that they like? Tim Hortons is right there. You have so much stuff, and I'm really telling you, it's in walking distance. You just walk out your door and just walk down the road.
Along Mall of Asia, everything is a walking distance.
Even I found my hot dog place, the Coney Island hot dog of New York is there, right there on the corner. So there's a lot of stuff to see right there. Burger King, all this stuff, walking distance. You just go out there's a pancake house and everything. Not counting everything that's inside Mall of Asia. So my strong advice, if you have someone you're going to go visit out in the province somewhere,
spend
a couple
more
days
in Manila,
right.
So you will see Makati.
Right, and
You
she'll
will
tell
see
you.
Global City.
Yeah, there's so many beautiful places there to go see, because you're going to have a little bit of a culture shock when you leave the city, and you have to prepare yourself.
It's a very big difference in the city and the province.
Right. So you may be meeting a Philippine person that's going to want to live out close to her family in the province. She knows I couldn't have done it. We would not still be together if that would have been the result. I couldn't have done it. And she knows that, because a lot of them still don't have running water. They have to go get water. Where your grandparents or whose house is it? You said still has to get water from the well.
That was in the island.
Yeah, where they go.
In the island.
She even knows. She knows I would love to go there. It's beautiful, but she knows I wouldn't enjoy myself because of the water situation and some others.
Bathroom is the number one.
Right. So for me, I'm not ashamed to say I couldn't have dealt with that. Now we went and visited the family out in the province, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. We went to a birthday party.
Yeah. We were invited by my cousin. It's her. I don't know what age.
She was very young then, 12 or 13.
It was part of Laguna. It is a hot spring. We call it the hot spring.
Yeah, I love that. That was very nice.
Hot swimming pool.
I was shocked. She didn't. I didn't. She probably did tell me. I just didn't understand because I was shocked when I jumped in the swimming pool. It was like jumping into a hot tub. It was like, oh wow! It stunned me. And I go, oh my God, this water's hot. But that was what it was. It was a hot spring. It was fantastic, actually.
Laguna is famous of the hot spring resort there.
But it was very relaxing, very enjoyable, and that's what you will learn. The longer you stay here, the more time you interact with people here, you'll learn that travel is easy because you can rent a van, you can rent a car, you can have a driver, you can drive yourself. So there's a lot of.
But if you're in the city, you should know about the safety issues.
Right, the safety is a big concern.
First, I've been snatched. We call this snatcher.
Pickpocket in America.
Pickpockets. My necklace and my what you call that bundles,
Bracelet. Yeah.
bracelets. So when Papa Bear first arrived here in the Philippines, he's wearing the gold necklace and his ring, and I said, Papa Bear, be careful.
She stressed out quite a bit. She was always
try to
stressing.
keep your necklace under your shirt.
Yeah,
because
I had a crucifix that I like to wear out. It was very pretty, and
Yeah.
it stressed her out.
there is a lot of call that the snatcher.
Yeah, you
But the place that we went is a lot of security. So it's secured.
yeah. The
But
main
it's-
thing is just you have to be observant. You just my advice in anywhere. If you go to New York, anywhere in Los Angeles, you got to be observant. You know your surroundings. I never felt unsafe, even though I had it constantly in my ear that I was taking a risk. I just never felt unsafe. I really enjoyed Manila. The smog was the only thing that caused me some issues, but as far as things to do, places to see, I really enjoyed it. Really, what we're going to talk about now for somebody coming here for the first time is don't stress out about the food because you have options, especially Manila. My advice to you is rule one: Mexico, Philippines, there's no different. Water. Be very careful on your water. Be careful even with your bottled water. Because when I first got here, this is 7 years ago. I don't see it as much now as I did 7 years ago. But they had this trick where they would just take water bottles and refill them into hose pipe.
That is the street
Vendors.
vendors. Don't
Yeah.
ever buy the
7-Eleven,
vendors.
only one of those places.
Some
Mini
were,
Mart.
some were honest, some were don't. But
You can
don't
see.
take the risk.
You can see.
Just better bring your own water bottle from the store.
If you go in a store, just next time you go in, look at your bottle cap where the glue seals it, you know. And if you go in on the street vendor, you just look at your hand and you won't see it there. It's not there. And that's what I learned. I
Yes.
started looking at the bottle and said, I can't drink this. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get
because it's your first time here, even in the restaurant, just buy a
Bottled
bottled
water.
water. Because when his sister visited here in the Philippines, they don't drink on the restaurant with the water because of ice cubes. They don't know where that
Right,
came from, so they have a stomach upset.
Right, we learned a lesson the hard way. We all did, except for her.
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant dinner and was tired, been out on the water all day long. I've traveled to Coron, and we got a big pitcher of ice water, big pitcher, and we shared it. Just every one of us had a brain freeze. We just didn't think about it. It's been a long day.
I've also had that.
I know, but your
Thinking
body,
about- yeah.
you're adapting. Your body has
It's
adapted.
better be careful in drinking of water.
We all got sick.
water. It's better for you to buy in a restaurant or in the 7-Eleven store with the bottled water. Just bring bottled water with you.
But I would strongly suggest you try some Filipino food. I mean, you can ask for descriptions. The adobo is very good, and they have
Adobo
chicharron.
is famous.
Chicharron's the same thing as crackling in America, or pigskin is very good. They have a lot. But part I suggest with Manila all the time is because when you go in, to Manila, in Mall of Asia, there's a Chili's. I've taken her there too. There's Pizza Hut. There's Pizza Huts everywhere here. McDonald's everywhere here. Jollibee. So I would tell you venture out a little bit, but whoever you're with, maybe they can kind of describe what you're eating, and then you can kind of make a decision. But I've built up a pretty good repertoire of food that I eat here now. Now, most of the time I only eat it if she cooks it because I know she's going to cook it safely.
Before you don't want to try.
Because
but-
I don't trust who's cooking it. When I see something being done on the side of the road and they use the same cutting board for everything, I'm not that brave, and so I just move on with it. But, if you get somebody you trust in cooking it, try it. Please try it. But the Philippines has some great food. It's very good. The family life is what she's going to explain to you a little bit more because it's very different here. It's all about the family.
Yeah, this will be an adjustment for the couple who is an American and a Filipino, or probably British or Filipino. It's the tradition here in the Philippines. We know that in America or some other country that if the children age at 18, you're allowed to go.
Right.
Yeah, you need to live your own. But here in the Philippines, we were supported by our parents until we graduated to college. until so mostly were even you get married, even you're working, you're still living with your family. Even you get married, we call that an extended family. So that's a big difference between us.
Now, their family, when they do a celebration, everybody's going to be there. They're going to be a lot
We're
of people.
used to even for those we don't consider to very poor people, but if there is an occasion, there is always a what you call that food gathering.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Birthday.
but I will tell you, as a foreigner, like I said, my first time I got invited to the birthday party, you know, you're just as welcome as a family member. You know, you're a guest in
The
their
tradition
house.
of the Filipino, you need to introduce your fiance to your family, to your parents, so they will know him.
And they gonna throw food at you. They're gonna give you plates of food, plates of cakes, and everything because they're very proud of their
Even
culture.
though they're struggling talking
Right,
in
they
English,
may not.
but they will try.
Well, not only that, they may not have no money, but they're still gonna have plenty of food at their event.
In every event, there's always
I don't even know how they do it. 'Cause
spaghetti,
I mean,
pancit, food,
well,
everything.
not only that, I know that this lechon pig is like over $100 for this, but it's a big custom here. They'll have one or two of them.
And every birthday,
Well,
you should always have a gather with your family.
So just understand that when you come here and you hook up with a fiance or a wife, you're hooking up with the family too. You know, because she's not going to separate or he's not going to separate the family. It matters to them. Like in our culture, when kids turn 18, they're like cats clawing on the door. They're ready to go. You know, they want to get out and see the world and do things.
Here, it's like we don't want to leave our parents.
Right, they want to stay home.
Okay, unless if you marry a guy has already own a lot or a house, then you can move out.
Right.
Or if you already save your money and decided to live and live by your own family, and that's the time you can be separated from your parents.
And then I've noticed a lot lately have gone to America. They meet somebody, they get married here, but they go back and live in America for a number of years to save their money to build them a home here and to have their setup here for them. I wish I'd have done that. I wish I'd have been more. I wasn't thinking long term. I was thinking short term, getting over here, getting to know Gigi, and spending some time. Blah blah blah. I wasn't thinking long term. The next one, real brief, I'm talking about is clothing issues. When you come over here on a short visit, that's fine. Remember, it's hot. You don't need dress shoes. You can have sandals or something real light, very, very light. Big guys like me, if you wear bigger than a size 12 shoe, 11 shoe, you're going to have a hard time
12,
finding
you can still find 12.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But just
His
understand
feet is
that.
so big, it's hard for him
I
to
wear
find.
15, so it's very hard for me.
Every time you will go back to America, I will say, Papa, but you need to bring an extra slipper, extra shoes for you because we couldn't find shoes for you.
Yeah, my advice is have you a nice pair of sandals, a strap-on kind of sandals, flip-flops, and then maybe a really nice pair of water shoes because a lot of
Tennis
beaches
shoes.
have big rocks in the water, stuff like that. But other than that, you don't need any dress shoes or anything. I have some what they call
But in
topsiders.
Manila, part of Makati and SM Mega Mall, there's a store there where I can buy a Papa Bear's Claw.
Yeah, you really get humbled there though, because in America, single
I
X
guess
or
it's a
double
Mac
X,
store.
they have
Yeah.
a different measuring system in. So I told her I wear a double X. Well, I couldn't even think about putting it on.
But the red one that I bought for you, it fits you.
Yeah, sort of. But the ones I went and bought at S&M were like 5X. I was going, that's embarrassing. That's unbelievable. But it's okay. You can find some clothing.
Clothes, there's a seamstress where they can make clothes for you, but the important is your shoes. It's hard to find if you have a 40. The biggest size is 45 here in Philippines. For
And I need a 50.
45.
All right, lastly, we're going to close it out with understand that when you get here, please don't do like I've done. I've gotten 2 cheap phones at Walmart thinking that, because they say that you
You can open line.
right, and you get here and they can't. You know, so please,
Happened twice.
yeah, find a good phone that you can, because when you get here at the airport, you can actually buy a chip at the airport and have a phone ready to go. You know, and then be able to call whoever you're meeting up with. Luckily, G, always had her phone with her and stuff like that. With the internet here, you can do the internet service. You can set up Facebook as soon as you walk into the airport. You can get a chip, put it in your phone. It's called unlocked phone, but I've been lied to on 2 different phones. I've been told that it can be unlocked and I can switch the chip, and neither time could it be done. So just remember that. Have a phone that can be unlocked. When you get off the plane, you can buy your chip, stick it in your phone with a Globe and Smart.
Yeah, smart.
are the two. You know, find out, which I learned. Find out what your girlfriend or whoever you're meeting up the phone is. You want to match their service. If they have Globe, get you a
If your
Globe chip.
girlfriend a Globe, you need to have a Globe. If your girlfriend is a Smart, she's a Smart. Because calling Smart to Globe is a little bit expensive.
Right. So,
You'll be charged.
so just understand that. So whatever
But
they.
what I'm using right now is talk and text, where I can call both company, Globe or Smart. You can actually call, but the charge is different. Unlike that, if you're both the same, it's a big, you know.
And then the only other thing is too is you can get internet service even for a day at a time. Just a GoPro and Super Surf and all these others, Go Surf and Super Surf and all these others you can get. You'll have to know a little bit more about them. Setting it up, her son and her set it up for me. I had no clue. But just understand when you get here, have a phone that can be unlocked. That's the message to me. Please, we have had so many issues with that.
Internet, usually in the province, there are places that there is no internet.
Right.
So,
but
if
the
you
phone,
can have a pocket Wi-Fi, you need to have a pocket Wi-Fi with you. Wherever you go, you can use it. Just find the signal.
I know we've left a lot of stuff out because we were trying to make this a short video. There's so much to know about coming over here for the first time. It's impossible to make this a short video, so we're going to do this in a two-part. We'll have a second part of discussing once you've been here and you've decided to stay, how to go about looking for a condominium or apartment. But tonight we just want to know for your first visit here, these are some very important things about understanding the currency, understanding the need for a phone when you get here, understanding that the city life is a lot different than being out in the province. It'd probably be best to see the city life first, then go to the province. But other than that, you know, I think
We will cut this video for the part 1.
Right.
And after this, we will make the part 2.
right. Alrighty. Well,
And if you have any comment or questions, please comment below so that we will answer you. And then just like, watch, subscribe, and
we forgot share yesterday. Share and ring the bell.
ring the bell. Thank you for watching.
Thank
See
you.
you in the part 2.
Safe travels.
Bye.